Hello and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we'll discuss some of the top Netflix original films that are overlooked and that you've probably never heard of. Therefore, rather than featuring highly recognized Netflix films that you may have heard of or even seen a lot, our list of the top 10 will focus on lesser-known ones. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Extreme. It is a 2021 revenge action thriller film directed by Daniel Benmeyer. The movie tells the tale of a notorious hitman named Max, who is out for revenge. Several years after his dad and child are killed, he launches a well-thought-out strategy of retaliation to punish the murderers, but to his surprise, he gets shocked to know the identity of the killer, which makes his revenge more difficult and brutal. The plot of the film is exciting and full of heart-pounding sequences that will keep you interested till the end of the movie. The film's most striking feature is its violent and dramatic action scenes, which are expertly balanced with an engaging revenge-focused plot. The performances and the characters are strong, plus the direction and filming are amazing, which perfectly convey the rough, dramatic vibe of the movie. If you like action movies with a heavy focus on severe fights, Extreme is undoubtedly thrilling, fun, and worth seeing. Number 9. Apostle. It is a 2018 gothic horror film, directed by Gareth Evans. The film takes place in 1905 and tells the tale of Thomas Richardson, a man who goes to an isolated island to save his sister from a mysterious cult. Thomas, who is desperate about bringing her sister back, enters the island's society, where he learns that the dishonesty of the nation's mainland culture has spread throughout the group's members, while he discovers a sinister secret that the cult is founded upon. The movie takes a fresh approach to the horror genre and offers a satisfying blend of suspense, which is further enhanced by the remote island backdrop, which heightens the overall feeling of secret that surrounds the narrative. The film's central themes explore the darkest sides of faith and humanity, while providing a provocative horror story that is just right for horror enthusiasts and people who value slow burn, character-driven narrative. Number 8. Unknown Origins. It is a 2020 crime thriller film, directed by David Galen Galindo. The plot revolves around a twisted guy who kills individuals and leaves evidence by using comic book and superhuman background stories. The main plot revolves around Detective David Valentin and comic book enthusiast Jorge, who work together to investigate a string of killings that appear to have their roots in vintage comic book stories. Every killing is an element of a giant puzzle with convoluted clues that require Jorge's expertise in the comic book universe and the shocking revelations about David's troubled past to unlock the mystery that lies underneath the horrifying murders. Despite having a modest budget, the film has an elegant appearance and appeals to both fans of crime thrillers and comic books. The film's analysis of the mentality of a superhero legend, its clever use of action and mystery, and the manner in which it combines parts of mythology from comic books into a brutal crime story, present an engaging take on the superhero concept. Overall, the movie is a creative and entertaining entry into the superhero genre, bringing a new take on the well-known elements of crime, mystery, and comic books. Number 7. 1922 is a 2017 horror drama film, directed by Zach Hilditch. The film takes place in the countryside of Nebraska in 1922 and follows the story of a farmer named Wilfred James who plans to kill his wife for the sake of money and attempts to get his young son to join him. But events do not go as he had anticipated, and the consequences affect him in an unanticipated manner as weird and paranormal happenings start to affect him and his property. Although the film's plot moves slowly, its stunning photography and frightening soundtrack make it powerful and enjoyable. Overall, it is a masterfully written psychological horror that does a great job of capturing the sinister elements and scary vibe of the narrative, and it is definitely worth seeing. Number 6. The Pirates, The Last Royal Treasure. It is a 2022 period action-adventure film directed by Kim Jeong-hoon. The narrative centers on Mu Chi, the leader of the pirates and the self-proclaimed best fighter in the nation, and Hae-Rang, the possessor of a pirate ship, as they pursue their separate voyages, running into one another until they learn one day that their royal family's secret treasure has mysteriously disappeared into the sea. Now, in an attempt to be the first to uncover it, they hunt for mysterious hints, fight off aggressive competitors, and hunt for royal gold, all the while facing an enemy who is prepared to stop at nothing to steal the treasure. The film boasts a great storyline, amazing visual effects, and an appealing combination of action, comedy, and adventure. It integrates historical context with fantasy and adventure in a manner that is both funny and thrilling, and it includes superb sea battle action. It does not have a deep plot like Pirates of the Caribbean or the recent One Piece series, so therefore, don't expect an extraordinary story. Number 5. The Dig. It is a 2021 historical drama film based on the 2007 novel of the same name by John Preston. It tells the story of how a lot of Anglo-Saxon items were discovered during the 1939 dig at Sutton Hoo, an ancient site in Suffolk, England. The primary focus is on a miner and his crew, who, while clearing an area for burial on a woman's property, come across an ancient wooden ship dating back to the medieval period. While examining themes like inheritance, mortality, and the flow of time, the story pays careful attention to real accuracy and effectively portrays the real-life account of the Sutton Hoo dig. The film has stunning cinematography, skillfully capturing the country's landscape and the site of the excavation with precise detail and historical references. You can also think of this as a unique treasure hunting story based on genuine occurrences. All things considered, it is a moving and strikingly beautiful movie that presents a fascinating depiction of an interesting historical finding. It is highly recommended for fans of historical dramas and character-centered stories. Number 4. Arctic. It is a 2018 survival drama film directed by Joe Penna. The narrative centers on a guy named Overgaard who, following a plane disaster, finds himself stuck in the Arctic. The plot develops as he sets out on a perilous journey over uncharted territory and must survive by navigating the hostile surroundings in order to return to safety. The movie's showstopper is Mads Mikkelsen. His acting emotes an array of emotions in a very heartbreaking way. The film is a gem of refined storytelling, and the Arctic's breathtaking scenery heightens the Overgaard's fight for existence. The film's mesmerizing visuals and spooky soundtrack masterfully create a feeling of loneliness while providing an honest and unvarnished depiction of human endurance in the midst of overwhelming tragedy. For those who enjoy strong storytelling and survival dramas, Arctic is an absolute must-see. It is a movie that deeply impacts its viewers. Number 3. Gerald's Game. It is a 2017 psychological horror thriller film directed by Mike Flanagan. The movie is based on Stephen King's book of the same name. In case you're wondering who Mike is, he's the guy behind some of the best horror series on Netflix, like Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House, and more. The narrative centers on Jessie Burlingame, a lady whose husband passes away unexpectedly and leaves her tied to the bed, trapping her stranded in a lonely lakeside cabin. As she strives to stay alive, she is forced to face her personal demons while she starts to experience odd nightmares. The plot is more complicated than it first appears. There is a twist that will catch you by surprise. Unlike a lot of today's horror movies, this one uses emotions and realistic scares instead of classic horror cliches. Mike Flanagan's direction effectively brought out the psychological horror of the book, and Carla Gugino gave an intense performance. Overall, Gerald's Game is a brilliantly made horror film that explores pain and survival in a captivating and very moving way. Number 2. The Highwayman. It is a 2019 period crime thriller film directed by John Lee Hancock. The film stars Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson as two veteran Texas police officers, Frank and Manny, who are called out of retirement in order to hunt down and catch legendary bandits Bonnie and Clyde. It narrates the little-known tale of these famous investigators who brought Bonnie and Clyde to justice. It all begins when the two use their old-fashioned abilities and intuition to solve a case involving the most notorious lawbreakers in the country, while the full power of the FBI and cutting-edge forensic tools fail to apprehend them. Among the movie's strong points is the pacing, which does a good job of creating tension and upholding historical realism throughout the story. The narrative is successful in portraying both the pressure and intensity of the investigation, as well as the underlying moral and ethical issues that the police must resolve. Overall, it's a skillfully written crime drama that explores the human aspect of the pursuing cops while also providing a new angle on a well-known tale and diving into the complexity of police work and the search for justice. Number 1. The Call. It is a 2020 psychological thriller film directed by Lee Chung-hyun. The story centers around Seo Yeon, a woman who finds a cell phone in her mom's home that lets her talk to someone from the distant past. She is not anticipating that what she does will have unexpected and possibly disastrous effects in the future when she engages with past events and attempts to bring a deceased family member back. The film's complex plot seamlessly combines aspects of emotional thriller, time travel, and mystery, keeping audiences on the edge of their seats as Seo Yeon examines the ethical and moral consequences of changing the past in order to influence the present. The story expertly utilizes special effects to depict the intersecting timelines, and its odd yet brilliant idea is simply brilliant. Overall, It's a fascinating thriller that presents a fresh take on the time travel subject and delivers a strong narrative that depicts the consequences of changing history and what impact it may have on the future. If you appreciate mind-bending thrillers, you should add this one to your watch list. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.